This morning we are mostly after deer that are hard of hearing.
It's only a small bit, but it holds a lot of deer, so we have to try and be as quiet as we possibly can.
The serenity of the beautiful, crisp, fresh dawn is broken by Cai Ap Bryn crunching his way through the Sussex countryside.
So yeah, so we're gonna go from this woodland to the field, hopefully spot something in there. If not, then we'll go back down into the plantation, and then I'm sure there'll be, at least we'll see something. But it's so tricky today because, like I said, the ground is like walking on cornflakes, and it makes it so much more difficult.
It's a new bit of ground, but with Cai's catering company Game and Flames more of a flicker at the moment thanks to COVID, he's not had much need to take deer off it.
So for the wedding and the events industry, like I do, zero business last year, next to zero anyway. A couple of small events for under 30 people. Obviously with the vaccines coming out now and everything else, and you know, we're hoping for kind of May, June, but it's been kind of catastrophic for the industry really. So for me, a lot of the deer I shoot, I use in a business. If I don't have a business, I can't use a deer. So luckily I've got a couple of outlets that I sell it on. If I can't get rid of it, then I simply won't shoot it. There's no point. 6 or 7 deer.
Cai is a thermal convert and is constantly scanning with his Pulsar XP38 spotter. However, he didn't spot this doe. Back up the track and we have a close encounter with a roebuck. Just what mornings like this are made for.
Especially in that frost, in that background. But like, it was coming towards us, didn't really. It wasn't quite sure what was going on. We don't touch a roe on this ground because there's not that many. It'd be nice to have a few more roe back here. That's the first roebuck I've seen. The last time was a roe doe. So that's really, really encouraging.
We complete a circle and discover this group pretty much where we'd started. It's not a shot Cai wants to take. He'd be shooting upwards and through the trees. Best left for another day, as it turns out, another week. This time Cai is feeling uber confident, so much so that he's brought along his grill for a stalker's breakfast to make up for blanking the week before. Before we have a chance to say sunny side up, there is a doe on the deck.
That's deer stalking for you. Sometimes things just don't go to plan. They are wild animals at the end of the day. You know, nothing follows a schedule or routine. So, and it's just moments like this, you've got to just take your chance when you get there. I'm just going to make this rifle safe, and then what we'll do, we'll drag her to the track, and then we'll perform the gralloch there. So just keep everything intact on the inside. I wouldn't normally do this with a very heavy deer because obviously I will bend the poles, but she's not too big. I'll say she's like actually a perfect eating size. That's probably one I'll take from my own freezer.
Now, having received a meat grinder for Christmas, no tittering in the cheap seats, David is keen to ask how Cai does his venison burgers, as he's not quite got the mix right.
So I've still got some venison to mince up.
Okay.
So
is that from the deer I got you?
Yes.
Oh right, wow.
So it was delicious. First batch we went with some pork cheeks to put in there as well for a bit of fat.
Yep.
OD'd on the pork cheeks, too much.
Yeah.
And then I spoke to Crowy, and Crowy said he doesn't put anything in apart from salt and pepper.
That's right. You can do a thing called smash burgers, which is kind of a bit on trend. But you can put them into balls, put them onto a searing hot grill, and press them down with like a spatula or something or whatever. But normally it's like you can buy these kind of presses, and literally just a few minutes on each side, flip it over so it'll have a nice colour on it. Smack a bit of cheese, I like a bit of Gouda or something like that, and then what we'll do when that melts through, we can have a couple of minutes and take that off. But it has to be as thin as possible, because if it's too thick, it can kind of almost dry out, and you're cooking it for longer as well. but you want that cheese to give it a little bit of fat. You want that kind of salt and pepper to kind of bring out the flavours, and it don't take that long at all. And put it in like a nice brioche bun, toasted brioche bun. We've not even had breakfast yet, and I'm starving.
Back to the truck for that stalker's breakfast. First, Cai is going to perform a suspended gralloch with a new nifty bit of kit from B&D Stalking.
So this is what I did last time.
Right. Does it have to go that high?
Well, to be honest, that's dead dead. I was just picking somewhere that it doesn't have to go that high. It was a lot easier the other week when I
Didn't have someone looking at you.
It did work perfectly fine, like the first time last. Maybe I just
I thought you were going to like just throw it up like a sort of grappling hook.
yeah, because that'd make another funny video, wouldn't it? It'll be fine. What are you going to say now, David?
Hey!
My technique was wrong, but I've got it right now.
Finally, and incredibly without injury, we have the winch in place.
So just tie that off.
So do you think this is sort of like don't leave home without it type kit now, this gralloching?
I think a lot more people are going towards this just because, like, what should be important is obviously how you handle the carcass if it's going from field to fork. It just makes it a little bit neater as well.
In no time we have a clean deer, a fire on the go, coffee on the boil, and fillets to be seasoned.
The plan is this morning we're going to have a bit of a stalker's breakfast. Now traditionally a stalker's breakfast would have like liver, so you would fry up the liver with some eggs. But what we're going to do, we're going to do the inside fillets, which to me is even nicer. I mean, I'm not a big fan of liver anyway. So we're going to do steak and eggs this morning. Now what I do for the family back at home, I get like tortillas. I cut them into triangles and fry them off. I then put that in like crisps with that seasoning at the end. It's called tahin or tajin, however you say it. And it's really nice, and I got that from Mex Grocer online, so I get all my Mexican shopping from Mex Grocer. And it's pretty much next day delivery.
There is something very special about cooking in the great outdoors, and our big boys' stalker's breakfast is something to be savoured.